video and give it a watch if you are new. I hope you enjoy what you see and you stick around, and thank you so much if you are coming back again. I really appreciate everyone that repeatedly clicks on my videos and sees what I've been up to, so thank you. Let's do some admin first. Firstly, I've changed my setup very slightly. If you've watched my videos before, I'm gonna sneeze, hang on. I'm hoping I edited that sneeze out. Yeah, if you've watched my videos before, you may notice there's always a chair behind me. And it's suddenly occurred to me, what are we, like 30 something videos and God knows how many years in, I could just sit on said chair. Don't know why that's just occurred to me. And then I was like, I could sit on the chair, but I can't be bothered like creating some kind of tower of things to balance a phone on to film. And then it's just occurred to me I could use the stand that I use for holding my tablet when I'm stitching. I think I'm a genius, to be honest, because, well, let's see how this works. But yeah, I'm sat on a chair rather than the floor. Still sat cross-legged on said chair, and will probably still get very uncomfortable, but let's see how we go. And the other thing is, we have had lovely weather in the UK for the last month, 3 weeks, however long it's been. It's started to turn a little bit this weekend. It's very windy, bit on and off rain. So if you can hear the wind howling, I apologise. And also I have opened the window because it was stuffy and a bit dull. But yes, I've opened the window, so apologies if you can hear any outside noise. However, hence the sneeze, I've just worked out that now the window's open and all the pollen's blowing around, it's triggering some hay fever here. But never mind, let's see how we go. Anyway, 2 minutes and I've been rambling about the weather and cameras. Hi, let's see where we get to. I think it's been about 5-ish weeks, I think, since I last filmed. It is Bank Holiday Sunday here today. What is it, the 25th of May, I think? So yeah, I'm just gonna pop on and see what we've been up to for the last month and a bit. I don't have many projects to show, but I think the progress is good. So yeah, we'll just see where we get to today. What do I have to tell you about? Anything exciting that's happened in the last month? Oh, we went on a little break. Me and the kids went for a little long weekend last bank holiday. My friend's family have a caravan in, what's it called, Aberdaron in Wales. So yeah, we went with, it was me, the kids and my two best friends, and we went for a lovely long weekend in Wales, and we just spent the whole weekend on the beach. It was absolutely glorious. I had the best time, the kids had the best time, and I just love my friends so much. They treat the kids like their own. They're on it from morning till night every day with the kids, and yeah, I'm just so grateful for them. So that was that, which was really lovely. What else have we done? We've had some lovely family days out. My dad finally retired after a long time of being a self-employed mechanic. He's teased retirement a good few times before, but he's finally done it. So we went on a lovely family picnic day out with him to celebrate that, which was lovely. Where else are we? My daughter had a sports day. She did very well. This is the child who I think held the record for being the slowest person ever at her nursery. You know, precision was key with the egg and spoon, to being now in the sprint finals in her whole year for running. So that was really good. She did so well, super proud of her. Do I have much else to tell you? No, I don't think so. Should we just do some stitching? That would be good, wouldn't it? Okay, so I've got a finish to show you first off, so let's do that first. I showed you this in my last video, and I was hoping for a finish this month to gift it to my friend for her birthday. Her birthday was on Friday, however she is away this weekend, so I'm hoping I can get away with this. I did go and buy a frame for it yesterday, so I'm hoping a quick trip to Mum's later we can get this done and dusted and gifted. And this is Southern Seas Beauty, and it's by Embroidery. I will pop a picture in of where I was last time you saw it, and that was 58.06%, which is 4,318 stitches. And it's now done. And actually the light in this corner seems pretty good. Let's see how we go. So here it is, we're finished. It's very creased, definitely needs a good iron before it goes in a frame. But yeah, I finished it. Oh, I've lost the colour now. Back here was better. Yeah, so I finished it. I love it. My friend is a keen scuba diver, so yeah, I thought this was perfect for her. And I thought it was a good time to bring this out because me and Jo from Blueshy Stitches do Mermaynia each year, where we stitch mermaids in May. And this does have a little mermaid over here. So I'm going with it, we're going with it. So this I've stitched on an 18 count fabric from Stitchman Darcy, and it's called Tangled Up in Blue. And I've used the Call for Owl Forest threads, which are beautiful variegated threads. And I love it so much. It's got so much backstitch and detail in like various places, like these little fish over here. There's a little shrimpy thing over here. There's like some weird fancy, oh, I'm gonna get all confused here. Right, there's this little fancy thing over here. Yeah, there's so many little details in it. It actually took quite a long time to do all the backstitch and extra finishing off. I did use Saga for this pattern to stitch on, which if you haven't used, it's like an alternative to Pattern Keeper. A lot of the sort of Russian designers tend to use Saga compatible files. Yeah, it was my first time like for a full project, and it was quite difficult to get into. And when I stopped using it and went to do something else and then came back, it was a bit tricky to like get my head back around. But it does have all of the like French knots and backstitch and things on there, which you can cross off, which is really useful. So yeah, there's my finish. Really, really happy. Hopefully my friend will like it. So that is finish number 1. Actually, it's my only finish of this month, I think. But yeah, hopefully that will be fully finished and gifted before next video, but at least I can hopefully show you a picture. Okay, let's move on to the whips. So next I have Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. Let's see. Once again, I think I'm unprepared, but let's have a look and see if we can get it. So myself and Jo from Blueshy Stitches are doing Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. We're doing it over this full year. We started in January with the frame, and then each month following we are doing one of the plantings. I think there's 11 plantings in total, so that should take us to the end of the year for a finish, fingers crossed. Yes, so we were on track. I am just trying to find what it looks like when it is done. Which is that one. Is it this one? I will be prepared one of these videos with this pattern, I hope, fingers crossed. Talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. Right, this is what this will look like when it is done. And as I say, we're working this in the plantings, and I'll put a picture in of where I was last time. That would be good, wouldn't it? And here is where I am now. So this month I have done the 4th planting, which was, let's bring you in this section here. It was like this planter here with this little rat fellow and these plants here. I think there's like a Venus flytrap, yeah, with a little cute fly buzzing around here. And I forget what this is called over here, but I love the colours that it brings in. So last time you saw it, it was at 8,701 stitches, and now it is 9,631. And that's what we're looking like. So this I've stitched on a piece of Luella's fabric. It's a 32 count, it's not got a name. That's actually quite accurate. Or it was. See myself peeping over the top. Yeah, so there we go. I love it. Absolutely love the Greenhouse of Oddities. So this is as I say, it's a stitch along, and I'm up to date with it at the moment, and I will be completing the next part, which is the 5th planting in June. Don't ask me where that is because I can't remember, but I look forward to it. I adore pulling that piece out every month. It's so easy and fun and like just lovely to stitch on. Perfect. Right, let's move on to from one greenhouse to another greenhouse. And this is, what is this? This is, what's it called? Fantastical Greenhouse by Tiny Modernist. Now this is a 5-part stitch along, and I don't think, no, we haven't had the final part of this yet. The final part of this stitch along will be out on the 1st of June, if I remember correctly. Yes, we've had 4 parts out and there's 1 part left to go. I am slightly behind with this because I have not started the 4th part yet. I'll pop a picture of it. No, I won't. Let's show you where we're up to so far. So this is what we've got so far. So as you can see, this bit's still blurred out, so this will be the last section. But this is what this looks like. And I'll pop a picture in of where we were last time you saw it. And here is where we are now. Sorry for that little rustly sound there. This fabric is not quite showing quite as accurate. So I finished part 3, basically. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Picture This Plus fabric called Nessie, which is the called for fabric. I just love it. I absolutely love the colours on this. I think it's so fun, so colourful. I'm really pleased with it. I love it so much. So yeah. So it was just a case of finishing that top section. So last time you saw it, I was at 8,447 stitches, and now we're on 9,288 stitches. And this is definitely something that I really want to get finished soon. It's so much fun. The only thing I haven't done up to date is the back stitch. I figured I'd just do it all at the end. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, this is definitely being kept out. Oh, this is a more accurate colour back here. Yeah, I definitely want to keep this out and hopefully get part 4 done, which has got that lovely dragon on, which I just love him. He looks so cool. And then yeah, we'll see what part 5 brings down here. We'll at least get to finish off this writing across the bottom. Yeah, but that'll be, where are we? It's the 1st of June next weekend. I think it is. Which I should know because that's my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. Must remember that. Yeah, so hopefully this will be a finish at some point soon. It's an absolute joy to stitch on. So yeah, I just want to get it done and finished and carry on with it because it's lovely. The sun's gone in. It's gone a little bit dull. Let's see how we go. Okay, next. Oh, in fact, this is the final whip, and this is the one I show you every week, and the progress seems to be getting slower and slower and slower. And this is Colours of Summer by Stitchrovia. I will pop a picture in of this one, of what this will look like when it's done. And I will also pop a picture in of where you saw it last time. And once again, I've not done a great amount on this. And to be honest, oh yeah, there we go. You can see what I've done. So here is where I am now. So as I always repeat myself, this is my in-car stitching piece. This is the only time this really gets worked on is when I'm picking my daughter up from school, which is probably only, what do I do these days? About 3 days a week, usually. However, by the time we've knocked off after school clubs and whatever else is going on, yeah, it's usually not very much at all. So I think last time you saw it, I was partway through this one. So I finished this, I did this wicker one, which was a test of the brain to do, and we've started on this, which I think is classed as a strawberry. I think that's what we're going for here. But yeah, I'm just stitching this on a really simple 18 count white Ada. Yeah, we'll see. So it is half term this week, so there will be no stitching on this in the next week, and then it's the last term before summer holidays. Where has this year gone, please? So yeah, we'll see what we can get done this term. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I was hoping to finish this year, and bearing in mind we're nearly halfway through the year, I'm not quite sure if this is a doable goal, which seems ridiculous because it's such easy, like, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. We will see how we go. But yeah, I'm enjoying the progress that we're getting anyway. Right, so that's all the whips, and let's move into new starts. So I have 2 new starts to show you, and I think I talked about them both in my last video, so you are prepared for what you are about to see. Okay, so the first is another Lola Crow stitch along, and this is the current one, Extraordinary Birds. Everyone has seen this, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure near enough everyone is stitching on it. There is a lot of people taking part in this stitch along, and for good reason, to be honest. Lola Crow's stitch alongs are just amazing. I love them all. Obviously I'm doing the greenhouse. I've done Deadly Aquarium. I have, is it the Haunted Library? I want to go back and finish that one sometime. She's just brilliant. I think she's definitely one of the best cross stitch designers out there. I think she's just fabulous. Anyway, yeah, as soon as this was released, I was like, yeah, I'm in, I'm doing it. So I purchased my fabric, and I think in my last video I hadn't started it yet, even though the frame had been released. So I started stitching on the frame since I last filmed, and then we've had two, what's she calling them? Parts, section, feats? Is she calling them feats? We've had two bird sections been released anyway, and the final one came out, well, the most recent one came out on Friday, and I'm very, very proud of myself to say I'm actually up to date. So here is this the right way? Yes. Here is where we're up to on Extraordinary Birds. I love it so much. Oh, that fabric's a little bit better back here. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count, Picture This Plus. I think it's called Ancient. Oh, I've got a label in my hand, that would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, Ancient. And it's not the called for fabric, but it is one of the ones that she sort of suggested as, like, if you can't get hold of the called for, then this is a good second place. So here it is. Let me bring you in so you can see the detail. I'm going to peep over the top again. So part one, so obviously the frame is just beautiful. These colours are just stunning. I absolutely love these sort of blues and teals are beautiful. So let's scroll you down. So the first, in fact, these were part of the frame. So we've got a lovely owl and a something. I can't remember, but it's cool. Begins with a P. No, I'm going to embarrass myself trying to remember that. Let's stop. And then we've got the rest of the frame. And then we come down here to the first two, I think they're called feats. And isn't that the most colourful, beautiful, awesome, cool thing? I love it. So the first one we had this lovely spoonbill, and he's just fabulous. And this Bird of Paradise, I love Bird of Paradise, they're so beautiful. And then the second part, which was released on Friday, which I just finished up last night, was we had these sort of leafy things. And then we've got the blue-footed booby, get my teeth straight, blue-footed booby here, which I just love the colours of his feet. I think he's great, and his little beak. And then a vampire something sitting on his back there. I just love it so much. The colours are just fantastic. Like, how she gets her detail in with the tiniest bit of back stitch is just incredible. I love it so much. So I'm really hoping to keep up with this. Yeah, I love it. I think it's so cool. And I already can't wait for the next part to come out, which I think we've got another maybe 2 weeks of parts before we have a break. But the way we're going, I don't need no break. Keep them coming. I love it. Right. I think that's all my Lola crowing for this month anyway. And then I've got one more new start to show you. As I've already mentioned when I was talking about the Southern Seas Beauty at the start, this month is May, and myself and Jo from Belushi Stitches are taking part in Mermaynia. We just stitch on all the mermaids in May. I think I've been very good this year because the last 2 years, I think, I've gone all out and just started far too many mermaids, and I've been very restrained this year. I say I've been restrained because I've only started one mermaid, which is very good. It just happens to be absolutely massive. But yeah, sizes and everything, right? So this is a Gecko Rouge kit, and it is by Lorna Laine. And this is the mermaid that I've started. Isn't she beautiful? I love her so much. So yeah, this was the kit that I was starting. So this comes as a full kit from Gecko Rouge. I love Lorna Laine's artwork. I think this might be the third third Lorna Laine kit that I've started. I definitely have a lot more in my stash, but I think this is the third one that we've actually started. So it comes as a full kit. Now, I'm pretty sure I asked for this on 25 count gridded fabric. However, I think I have 28, which is fine. I've been meaning to try 28 count fabric anyway, so it was a good excuse to give it a go. And this is where I am up to. How cool. I love it so much. So yeah, as I say, this is a 28 count gridded fabric, 1/1. I've never used 28 count before, but actually it's okay. I was a little bit panicked at the start, and I'm a little bit concerned about coming and filling in like little ninja stitches because the gaps left are very small. Can you see that? No, I can't see what I'm even showing you. But yeah, I love it so much. So this is only 2,245 stitches, which is 3.49%. So we've got a long way to go. But I just think she's beautiful. I love her so much. So I am starting this. Jo from Lucy Stitches was going to start this one, but I don't think she has done just yet. And also starting this with Kelly from Animal Instinct. Kelly has made a fantastic start on this, and it's just fantastic. She has picked, I think it's this like dark blue colour, and she's like colour completed it across the whole piece, and it looks so cool. Yeah, I was very tempted to do that, but changed my mind. Anyway, so yeah, love her so much. May carry on with her this week or may pull something else out. Not too sure at the moment. But yeah, that is all my stitching for the last month. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. Considering, oh, I didn't actually tell you, the Lola Crow one, the Extraordinary Birds, is 7,939 stitches altogether. So that's quite a lot, I think. So combined over the month, I think we've had really good progress. Really pleased to get a finish in, and yeah, just ticking along nicely with some stitch alongs, which is good. Let's go into some plans. So obviously we've got one more week of May of Mermaynia. So it would make sense to carry on with a mermaid for the next week, but I'm not sure. I don't know. It's quite nice to get to a point when you're like, oh, finish where I'm up to, and you get kind of like free reign on what you want to stitch on next. So yeah, we may pick out an old mermaid. We may come back to this mermaid here, or I may try and get some work on the Fantastical greenhouse, so that we're a little bit closer to having the next part done before the last part comes out on next Sunday. We'll see. But main goals before I next film will be keep up with Greenhouse of Oddities and the birds, extraordinary birds, and also obviously yeah, try and get going on that Fantastical greenhouse. The other big plan that I have for June is myself and again Jo from Lucy Stitches. At least I think we're still doing this. I'm still doing it anyway. I hope Jo's doing it with me. We decided that we really wanted to start the Bella Filipina princess series, like the Disney princess ones. I absolutely adore these patterns so much, and I would really like to stitch them all. So we're starting with the very first one, which is Poison Apple, and it looks like this. I'm sure you've all seen it, but it's so cool. I love it so much. So as I say, we really want to stitch all these, but we're going with this one first, and we have said that throughout June, July and August, I don't know if we're planning on finishing it, but we definitely want to get some work done on it for the next 3 months. So this is what I'm going to be starting in June. Very excited. It has got, so this is I did start another Bella Filipina. I started their Mermaids stitch along last year, but I barely started it, to be honest, but it doesn't really even count as a start. So hopefully this will be my first sort of proper Bella that we're going for, with all the beads and the sparkly threads and all sorts of bits and pieces going on there. And the fabric that I've got to stitch this on, I think this was at the crew retreat from maybe September. Myself and Jo were looking for fabrics, rather than just raiding our huge stashes. We just thought we'll have a look on the de-stash table there, and I ended up picking this up, which is a Chromatic Alchemy fabric in the colour Patriot. It's a 28 count Jaslyn. which I don't think I've even ever heard of. But yeah, this is the fabric I'm going to stitch it on. So it is sort of blues, pinks and purples. And Joe's got one it's the same sort of colour tones, but either lighter or darker, I think. It's a similar-ish vibe. So yeah, that's what we're going to go for. But I think with the fact that her dress is like a dark purple, I don't know, what do we think? I think that might look quite cool. And at least like the top of her dress and like the apples and the green at the top should hopefully really pop on there. So that's what we're going for. So that's the big plan for the next month. So hopefully by the time I next film, that should at least be started. Fingers crossed. And then let's do a couple of mentions. So the Flosstuber that I would like to mention, he doesn't really need a mention because I'm pretty sure everyone is watching him. And I did find him a few months ago, but this last month I've really like binged and caught up with all his videos, and I just think he's absolutely brilliant, and that is the wonderful Stuart in Stitches. If you, for some reason you've been living under a rock and haven't found him yet, please head over. He's just brilliant. I love him. He's got such a variety of projects, and I feel like every time you watch him he's like digging out more stuff that he's got. The progress he gets is absolutely brilliant. He does the temperature stitching where you assign a project to each temperature, and then that kind of you get some stitches on each day on those projects, which I think is such a good idea, and I'd love to have a go, but my brain doesn't let me work. So like, yeah, anyway, doesn't work for me, but I love watching other people do it. I think it's brilliant. He gets so much progress on stuff, and I just love his little tangents he goes off on. Yeah, he's just great. Really like Stuart's videos, so definitely go ahead and watch him. The other mention is not really a mention as such. It's more of a, I'd like some help with finding you, please. Basically, sometime over the last month, I'd taken my daughter to a birthday party. Just a friend in her class. It was a lovely little birthday party. But it was a bit of a hectic day because I was dropping my daughter off at this party. Sorry, I'm going to go on a bit of a long-winded story here. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, so I dropped my daughter off at this party, but it was a bit hectic because my son also had a party on that day at the other end of town. And my son is a little bit younger. And it was sort of one of his first sort of proper like friends' birthday parties. So my plan was I was going to go and drop my daughter off, sit with her there for like 15 minutes or so, and then her best friend's mum was going to be there for the party. So I just said, please can you keep an eye on Iris while she's there, so I can get Rory off to his party. All good, fine. So I'd taken Iris to her party. It was a great party. It was really cool. There was a massive bouncy castle setup thing, which was very noisy. Kids running around all over the place. Iris, bless her, she's going through a bit of a sensitive patch, shall we say. So she was a bit teary at me leaving with Rory, but she was fine. Anyway, I was on my way out of this party, so rushing off to get Rory to his party, sort of like trying to make sure Iris was okay there. And then on my way out, I bumped into someone that I used to work with about 15 years ago, I think, was the last time I saw him, I think. Anyway, I used to work with him years ago. I bumped into him, and so I thought, oh, hi. So yeah, we were having a little catch up, and then as I was talking to him, and yeah, we'd worked out like connections with, you don't need to know that. Anyway, so I was starting to chat with him. Rory was trying to rush me out to his party. Iris was there. The noise was going. And then some lovely girl came over and was like, you're Emma. And I was like, yes, hi. And she was like, Emma X Stitching. And I was like, huh? Yes. And then, so yeah, she was like, I watch you on the telly. And then this guy was like, you're on the telly? What? And then there was this whole confusion, and my brain was like, bleh. And she was so lovely, and she was saying that she watched my videos and she was from Southport, and I was like, what is going on? I'm just at a kid's party. I'm really confused. This has never happened before. What is happening? And And then, yeah, there was just stuff. And then I left. And then I was like, that is the weirdest thing ever. Someone has just recognised me from these little tiny videos in my hometown at a child's birthday party. What is going on? And then I realised I didn't get a name. I don't know who she is. I don't know if she has an Instagram. I don't know if she watches these videos all the time or she's just happened to see one. Basically, this is a long-winded way of saying, if this is you, please can you message me? Because I would love to know who you are. And the fact that there is another, it's always good to find cross stitchers in your area, because like, how good is it to go and sit and stitch with people in your local town? So if this was you, I'm really sorry. And I feel like I was so flustered and didn't know what was going on that I just forgot to even ask who you were. So I'm really, really, really sorry. And I would really like to know who you are, please. Thank you. Yeah, anyway, that's the end of that section. Let's move on to some haul. So I don't really have any physical haul to show you this month. I just didn't, for once, I didn't really buy a whole lot. I did, however, buy a couple of patterns that I would like to share with you. The first of which is my good pal Stitchman Darcy. He released a, that doesn't work, let's find the proper version. He released a lovely pattern this month, and it is called Here Comes the Sun. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, I think I need this because it's so bright and colourful. What do you save your patterns under, Darcy? What have I saved your patterns under? Do you ever scroll through your patterns and realise you have far too many? Here we go. No. Let's try again. Where are we now? What's happening? Drive. Just talk amongst yourselves while I work out what's going on here. Ah, here we go. This one? No. This one. There we go. Right, here we go. Here's his lovely new pattern. It's called Here Comes the Sun, and I just think it is so cool. I love the pink fabric that it's on. I love how bright and cheerful it is and summery. So yeah, I definitely want to start this soon. So that is on my to-do list today, to see if I can find some fabric that will suit it. And then I also, the other thing that I bought this month was 4 massive full coverage patterns, which realistically, I don't know when I'm going to do, but I just love them a lot. So I bought them. And these are all from Pink Lily Patterns on Etsy. They're all a very similar vibe, and I just couldn't decide, and I want to start them all. I just don't know when. So we have, how do we do this? Let's view the mock-ups. So I've got this, they're all sort of the stained glass effect. Sorry, we're getting a lot of reflection of the room here. Which way? This way? Nope, that's even worse. So anyway, there's this lovely fairy tale castle, is the first one. There is this amazing unicorn. I just love it so much. So also in the stained glass effect. There is this amazing tiger. I absolutely love this one. I think this might be my favourite, and I just love the colours so much. It's like really staring into your soul. I love it. And then the final one I got is this hummingbird, which again, just beautiful. Stunning colours. Right, I think that's us done. So yeah, I've been through my plans. We'll see where we get to this month. I don't really know what else this month brings. June. I'm just hoping we get some lovely more summer weather. I've made a real start this month on trying to get my garden straight. I spent 3 days pressure washing, jet washing, whatever you call it. My whole front garden is paved, all down the side of the house, and then like half of the back garden. It took me 3 days to pressure wash it all and clean it. The front and that side had not been done since we bought the house 9 years ago. And God knows when the last owners did it. So yeah, so that was a long time coming. I did do the back last year, so that didn't take quite as much work this year. But yeah, so now I've done that, I really need to carry on with the rest. But yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, when you've got little ones running around that need your attention constantly. So yeah, we'll see when we get to it. So that is definitely another non-stitchy plan for this next month. I just want to carry on pottering around in the garden and just making it lovely. But yeah, I'm just going to carry on stitching, hopefully carry on enjoying the nice weather, and I will see you, where are we? Let's hope I'll see you around the end of June. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.